Add-ons are a key element to MMOs. It's players taking things into their own hands and creating helpful tools to aid in gameplay. Now, how developers treat these add-ons is different, and today, you guessed it, we're going to be talking about add-ons in both WoW and FF14. I mean, who could have guessed? But seriously, there's a good reason I'm talking about both of these games in particular. I think they both have add-on problems, but different kinds of problems. And just a quick disclaimer, the actual add-on developers aren't to blame for any of the issues brought up in this video. These people just want to help and make something cool and share that something with the communities so they can enjoy it. Just gonna put that one out there. So let's start with WoW. Add-ons have been a thing for, I would guess, the entirety of the game's life. I wouldn't know. I haven't been playing since 2004, but I'm gonna guess so. You have your Y add-ons, you have your auction add-ons, weak auras, and then you have your boss mods. Boss mods that will help you during fights. Now these have evolved. I think Peak Ridiculous was in Wrath, where it just straight up showed you where the mechanics are happening and what to do, but that quickly got banned. I mean, obviously. And our current iteration is DBM and Bigwigs. These are mandatory for most raiding guilds, but more than that, so are things like weak auras, method raid tools, mythic plus maps, and just so many others depending on your guild. There's so many add-ons that you need that it took me years of playing just to realize how many there were. I remember joining my first heroic raid team and I just didn't have DBM or Bigwigs or any kind of boss mod, and they didn't find out, but man, I died a lot. But I didn't know I had to look for it, and that's a problem. It's confusing for a new player to have to download these add-ons. I mean, yes, the process is streamlined, but I just don't feel like players should feel the need to have these add-ons. It creates a situation where developers have to play around the ever-increasing skill cap of players, and by that I mean players literally getting better every expansion, and the availability of add-ons like DBM that will tell you exactly what to do. It gets to the point where I'm pretty sure during the race to World First, you have these add-on developers working and updating them mid-race. I don't necessarily know what the solution is. I want to support these add-on developers, but it does affect the game. Ultimately, that decision's on Blizzard, but if they do end up banning boss mods, at least make your fights more telegraphed and easier to understand. Like, there's a reason these mods exist. I'm not usually a fan of banning players for using add-ons, unless of course you're actually cheating, which is also a perfect segue into the FF14 segment. But before that, consider liking the video and maybe subbing. Thanks a lot. FF14 add-ons are something I definitely do not use. I read a comment that compared add-ons in FF14 to sneaking candy into a movie theater. Like, they probably won't care, but don't tell anyone and be sneaky about it. Like, if I were using ACT, which I'm definitely not, I wouldn't tell anyone. Bottom line is that they do not like add-ons. It is apparently against the TOS, and Yoshi P has stated that the rule is don't ask, don't tell. And you know what? I see the appeal. If you allow things like DBM, you could run into a similar problem to Warcraft, where developers have to work around these tools. But there's a problem with this. People stream, so if someone's using damage meters or chat bubbles and they have a high viewership and bad luck, it's over. To be fair, there are add-ons like this, like that are literally cheating. But banning a guy for using a marker add-on and then adding it to the game is kind of a dick move. Add-ons like that, or chat bubbles, or bunny hats, or UI add-ons are fine. I remember how people freaked out when Limit Max raided in Shadowbringers and he was just installing UI add-ons on stream. So it's a very interesting dichotomy, like complete opposites. I don't think either game handles add-ons particularly well, but it still is a tricky subject. In conclusion, being a game dev, it's hard work. Having to work around players' add-ons is tricky, and no player should feel pigeonholed into having add-ons. At the same time, UI add-ons and bunny hats aren't a big deal. Clearly, these are options that players want in the game, so try to do better. And maybe don't ban people for stupid stuff like that. But that's just my opinion. Thank you for watching and take care.